Hey guys, welcome back to Retro Cinema. This time I'm gonna do a little story on how I acquired one of my Grail pieces for my collection. As you guys may know, I'm getting very close to the end of the line, having all the figures. And it was a big thing or a big help for my coach and stuff when I bought all that stuff in one of my past videos, which you guys can go check out. Um, I got blue snaggletooth in there, which, if you guys don't know, which I'm assuming most of you do, is a really rare figure that wasn't meant to be produced, but actually did, and now is sought after by many and very expensive because of that matter. I didn't think I would get one at least this soon in my collecting. I thought it'd be a couple years. But I had to get him and be able to afford him with everything else I got. And so pretty much, which I went over a little bit in the last video and stuff, but I'll go more in the depth. Um, I played tennis at my high school, and I was talking with my coaches during tryouts one day, and we were talking about different things, and we were getting on the topic of Star Wars and different things, and I was telling him that I collect the vintage toys and stuff from the 80s, and um, he brought up the fact that he had all of his stuff still from his childhood up in his parents' attic. And he's like, "Would you ever be interested in it and stuff?" And of course, knowing me and my collection, and I love it and stuff. So it's a thing that helps me fund my other projects and other things, but it's also my main focuses. And so I was super happy because like you never know, like when he doesn't remember it, he didn't remember everything. So I was like, there could be anything in there. It could be a blue snaggletooth. There could be a yak face. Whoever, like, even though like he could have gone from another country. I don't know, but and so I didn't know what to expect. And so he's like, "I'll go over there sometime and I'll shoot you some pictures." And I was like, "Sweet." And then he'd send me some pictures and stuff. And there's a few boxes and stuff. And like he pulled out some of the things. Like it was like not even half of what I am getting from him. Like I didn't even know the Y-Wing or Snowspeeder. I didn't know half those sets up there, which you guys can't see. Let me get this fixed. Oh, that. Yeah, my light's up there. I didn't know half of those were up there. Didn't know puzzles or boxes. Um, didn't know the Death Star. Death Star I found when I was over there helping him. And I didn't even know he had the first 12 or Blue Snaggletooth. Actually, the first 21, my bad. Because he didn't show me very good pictures and stuff, and like he showed me pretty much everything after 21 to like kind of like the end of Return of the Jedi and stuff. There was only a few figures he didn't have, but virtually everything else, everything from Empire, everything from The New Hope, and most of Return of the Jedi. So it was really cool, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. And I just could not wait to go over there and go look at it and stuff. And then one afternoon, he was like, "Hey, I'm at my parents' house. Do you want to come by and look at some of this stuff?" And I was like, "Of course," and stuff. I wasn't doing anything. So me and my dad went over there, and he already started pulling down boxes and had tables out. And it was just stuff everywhere. And I was just like, "Is this really happening?" And he had things set up. He had like all the ships out. He had the boxes of like figures and all the little like die cast ships, which I have throughout now. And I was just like, oh my gosh, like these things I hadn't even seen, or even had like my hands on some of them. And I was like, oh my gosh. And then so we looked through everything, and then we were looking through manuals and stuff, which I got all up here and stuff. Let me see. I think this is all of them. If not, I'm sorry. And I was going through them, and they have like Falcon, Snowspeeder, Cloud City playset, it's a Probot, Droid Factory. There's the ATST Hoth one, and then I come to the Death Star one, and I was like, oh, that'd be so cool if he had it. And I asked him because I didn't see it out, and he's like, I was like, "Hey, do you happen to have the Death Star still?" And he's like, "Oh, I think so. Like we never got rid of it." And so then it was at his parents' house, so we went up there and looked around, and sure enough, we found another box or two, which had the whole Death Star in it, with the little hanging rope on there, still on top of this thing, still like hooked in. And the only bad part about it is that the cardboard's a little bit destroyed, but that doesn't matter to me. But it's there, and the can works, not broken, is perfect, and so I was so happy for it. And so I was like, wow, this is so cool. And at the time, because I saw him, he had set up all these little things and put his figures in there. And this is now a accumulation of my figures and his put together, like the best of best and stuff. Because his are some missing, some like some of my paints were better, and my Jawa had a cloak and everything like that. But these are all the best ones I have now. And in the case, he had one of these Empire, or these like this New Hope cases, and he didn't have the cantina. Oh, he did have the cantina set put up, but he didn't have any of the figures out. And I saw a cantina set like and sitting in the corner, and I was like, oh, please tell me he's got that. And sure enough, I lift up the bottom tray of that thing, and then there's all of the cantina people, and Blue Snaggletooth is just chilling there with his gun. And I picked it up, and at the time I was so shocked I didn't even tell him what I was like looking at and stuff. And as you can see, his boots have very minor rub. There's a little bit in the front and a little bit right there on the back and a little bit on the scuffs, but majority it's incredible. Belt buckles, let me see if I get that. It's pretty good. Hands are good. Face is good. And as the only little downside to it, which I don't really care, is the stomach is a little bit greened. But I'm so happy to have him on my collection. And he had taken him to he was wanting to take him to a toy store, like a vintage toy store, to see what they were worth and stuff. And I was a little bit disappointed, because I was like, great, he's gonna come back with this number they're gonna give him, and it's gonna be way too much for me to be afford, because like the stuff I got was way worth over like 2, 3, maybe even $4 and stuff, due to like condition wise and like completeness and stuff. Because like every figure he had, they all had their weapons, and so it was just astounding to me. And I was really regretting it and stuff. And he wanted to go to Dallas Vintage Toys. Well, he'd asked me about it, like what I thought about it. I'm really hesitant about it and stuff. I did not have good experiences with him there. The people were quite rude to me and my family. And the prices are quite high. Like, I understand they have to make money, and they have a lot of great stuff there and a lot of stuff I wish I had, but not the best people I would go to and stuff. And so I had sent them onto Holocron, which is a newer store that opened this past year in Fort Worth, Texas. If you guys haven't been there, I do highly suggest you go check it out. It's everything Star Wars, everything from original 77 all the way up to current. And they got everything from action figures to busts to replicas to Hot Wheels. They got everything. And so they have an amazing selection of like carded stuff, in-box stuff, and then also you can, like, they have like cases of loose figures you could buy. It was really good, and I sent him over there to get an appraisal and what they thought, because I trust them a lot more, and I've got a lot of my last 17 from them, like, because they have great prices. Like, I got my Han Carbonite for $6 from them. Like, he did have some problems, but still, it's Han Carbonite. Who else did I get there? Let's see. I got one of my last 17 Ewoks. I didn't get put it there. I'm drawing a blank at the moment. Let's see. I got my Imperial Gunner there. I got someone else there that was I got it. Lando General. That's who it was. And so it was just like, they all have great prices and stuff. And so if you're starting out, they have everything from beginner beater figures all the way up to really nice stuff. They have AFA graded stuff. It was all really good stuff. And I sent him there, a little bit nervous, and then he called me one afternoon. I was out with my girlfriend and my family at antiquing at our antique shop we have a booth at, and I was really nervous about it. And so then I called him back, and the first thing on the phone was like, "Oh my gosh, this is amazing." He loved the store, and then he got an appraisal for them, and it wasn't far off from what I was willing to offer him and what I could afford. And so then he ended up taking my offer on the stuff, and he had brought it over one afternoon, and I told him I'd go through it, because at the time we hadn't officially agreed on the money, and so he had just brought it all over, And he's like, go through it if you got things you want to trade, like you got better, like if I got better figures or better weapons, just trade them out and then we'll go from there. Which I didn't want to do because I didn't want to get his things confused with mine before we made any transfers of money. So I looked at it all, and then after, like I think it was that night and stuff, we agreed on the price and stuff. So I just started putting stuff up and restoring it. Like I restored the Death Star that night, and the Falcon that weekend. So it was incredible. It was a find of a lifetime and stuff. I really hope I have more of those finds in the future, but it is certainly the best one I've had to come so far. It even beats the one where I got several last 17 at a garage sale for $20 because of how much stuff I got and how much it's worth. Which you guys know, and it's not about the money for me. It's about, like, I just love looking at it and stuff and the craftsmanship that went into it. But I hope you guys enjoyed that. If there's other stories that you guys want to hear about, how I got some of the other stuff, I'll be sure to tell you guys. Thanks for watching, and tune back.